Right, I think we can all agree it's pretty hard not to win if you use Manchester City. I mean, come on, the squad's absolutely elite. Probably the best one in the game. Elite goalkeeper, and of course an elite striker. But what will happen if this happens? Yeah, we're doing it. So this has been suggested many times, and 1,000+ of you voted when I decided what teams to use. Man City with Edison and Haaland swapping places, or Courtois and Mbappe at Real Madrid, and it was a landslide. So today that's exactly what we're going to do. You can see there Haaland is locked in as a goalkeeper with his number 9 shirt, and Edison is up front. What's going to help Edison out is his technique. You can see it there, 17. So he's class on the ball like you've seen in real life. What might help Erling out is his sheer size at 6'5" and his agility and balance at 16. So I'm clutching at straws here. Now tactically we're just going to use this one. It's Carlisle Shot Hunger version 1. It's basically a tactic that I know is going to work normally. It might give him the best chance and give me the best chance of surviving. Now we've already gone through pre-season. Now a few notes on this. You can see the results are great, but I did set this up so Haaland and Edison would be in those positions. And when I went to go on holiday, I put use current match tactics, use current team selection when possible. However, this man thinks he knows better because during the match, he's moved Edison and Haaland back to their normal positions. So he's basically just ignoring me. But I did take charge of this preseason friendly against Birmingham, and you may notice that Edison got on the score sheet. Now check this goal out. Now this will blow your socks off. If I just press pause there, Edison's there, look at him, looking a bit lost, like a fish out of water. I mean, watch this. That's right, he just scored an absolute worldie from about 40 yards out. So it's good to see he's capable of doing something like that, because I'm going to have to play every league match now. Now the other note is, when it comes to the Champions League, I'm just going to let them play the normal team in the hope that it gives us a full season at the job and not to get sacked if we do well in the Champions League. So time for test 1. It was a Community Shield against rivals Manchester United. Our boy Edison was lumbering around up front, not really sure what to do or where to do it. But how about this from Erling? Anthony picks up the ball. What a save from the big man. So first game in, we won the Community Shield and Erling got a big 7.1. Edison struggled a little bit. First league match was Ipswich. First 2 minutes, Erling, not completely sure what happened here. But not to worry though, because 5 minutes gone, we got a penalty. And I've put Edison on penalties with that left foot of his. Bang, he's underway. So he scored 8 in this one, and Haaland, that's a save. So now Edison's underway with his first goal of the season. In the next home game against Forest, Edison scored another pen. And how about this? A 4-0 win, so a clean sheet for Erling with his 7.4 rating, and 2 goals for Edison and 8.7. So, like I said, I'm having to play through each game here. Now, that's the normal team. If I was going to rotate the team, I simply press quick pick, and then as soon as that's done, I just move them 2 across like that so they go back to those positions. Now, in the Champions League, it would be that sort of team, back to normal, just so the board get off our backs. Our first league defeat came against Brentford, and Haaland had no answer to this. It's like a falling tree. So this is the problem. If we don't score at least 2 and make the game somewhat safe, you can see the problems. Haaland's all over the place. And following that defeat, it didn't take long for Edison to start bitching. This is the League Cup, and this late equaliser from Liverpool against Big Erling meant the game went to penalties. Now, we didn't get close to some of them. Edison's was beautiful, but then Erling had his moment, saving from Jones with his shins, and from Trent with that worldie. It meant we got through against Liverpool thanks to Big Mad Erling in goals. Next up was Villa, and knowing my record against them, I was not looking forward to this at all. But Edison stepped up here, bagging a penalty, and then later on from this free kick, he slots that one home. I mean, we scored 5 and Edison scored twice. See, I think he's enjoying himself now. Now, unbelievably, we went to penalties again in the Cup, and there's Erling in the shootout against Coventry, and this was the vital one. What a save, big dog. Now, I don't know if it's his size or what, but he seems to be elite at saving penalties. We're in the 6th of December now, and this weird thing has happened. Foden and Edison have got an understanding going on. Now, the other thing I've noticed is Edison, unlike all the other players outfield, look at this image. His stamina stays up there because he doesn't seem to move much. He doesn't really run. Now it was all going so well until that's Ederson in there punching the ball, believe it or not. I think he got himself confused. That meant another penalty for Haaland to face. This time he couldn't get there though, and United battered us. At the halfway point in the league, it was up and down a bit. And we've got a bit of pressure on us now because we're down in 7th. Ederson up front had bagged 7 goals though. But Jesus, did he like a shot from long range. Check this one out. So I was dreading playing Liverpool and it arrived. But Erling in goals. Big saves. Unfortunately, he didn't get close to a lot of them though. So this Ederson penalty against Southampton set the man off on a right streak. He bagged another against Ipswich, and then against Wolves he scored a non-penalty goal. Check it out. In fact, make that 2. Oh, another penalty, this time in the semi-final against Borough. Again in the semi-final, second leg this time. Bang. So he was flying, but Erling wasn't happy. But next up was the Carabao Cup final, and Burnley had got their 2 players, and they're both shown here, and Ederson scores some open play yet again in a cup final. And at the other end, Erling with the saves. Meant the second trophy out of 2 was sealed, with both of them contributing massively. But look, when it was bad, it was really bad, and this game against Tottenham cranked the pressure on us massively. But we kept responding well, and Ederson don't miss penalties. He started to get the odd open play goal as well. There's a header. And our technique of playing the normal team in the Champions League to keep us away from the sack was working a treat. Big time Ederson kept going with a goal in the semi-final of the FA Cup. Haaland was outrageous in the first half against Chelsea. But despite their best efforts, we were under pressure for our job against Liverpool away. Probably the last fixture you want with your job on the line, away to Liverpool. But cometh the hour, cometh the man. Another penalty from Ederson. And then another. But he missed. But a stunning display from Haaland. Here denying Salah. Meant in that vital match, them boys helped me get a 1-1 draw. And we finished the season in 5th, just outside the Champions League spots. Now, as far as goal scoring goes, Ederson finishes tied 14th with 11 in the Prem. Overall though, he managed to score 19 times. Big time. And Erling in goals, managed 9 clean sheets. Right, so overall that's gone better than I thought. Who would have thought that we'd still have a job, number 1, and number 2, would have won 2 trophies. We did. Unfortunately, we're not runners-up in the FA Cup final. We got there, but we lost 2-0 to Chelsea. It's probably fair to say that Ederson's been more natural in his role compared to Erling, but he's still done a decent job. Now, you'll notice we've got the Champions League coming up. Now, all through the Champions League, I've played Erling up front and Ederson in goals, just to save our job, basically. But for the final, this could be the worst possible start ever as we lose a goal in 1 minute. But Ederson just meandering around like prime Berbatov had a big part to play in the equaliser. There he is, lovely through ball to Doku, who finds Bernardo Silva. And that did indeed mean penalties. And Ederson, you put your house on him, he's had a great season in front of goal from the penalty spot. So Ederson outshone Haaland throughout the season, but in the Champions League final, Erling with the Player of the Match award. That was so close to the most unbelievable finish to that mini-save ever. You couldn't have wrote that. Oh. Now, unfortunately, despite their great performances, you won't see any familiarity coming in there. Still see he has absolutely no right to play there, but he's played there all season. You can see that the only time he's got away from it is in the Champions League when I've let him play it up front. The rest of the time, he's been our number 1 keeper. Same gig with Edison, just a keeper, won't say he can play outfield at all, despite playing all them games as an advanced forward, and finishing the season with 19 goals by the way. Obviously the quality of player around them helps, as does the tactic, which is obviously a belter, but still. 2 cups, 2 runners-up and a 5th place finish, with a goalkeeper up front and a striker in goals. I'll take it.